Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox. Welcome back to another live stream. We're finally back with some more oxygen not included. I know it's been a couple weeks, but I've been sick, so I apologize for that. Hopefully we'll make it through most of the night tonight without coughing too much, and try to get a little progress done on our fledgling colony. Now, we're back here with the Space Hamlet, and we're on cycle 49. And so far, things are going relatively well. We have a few things to take care of in terms of just general housekeeping. I think today what I want to focus on is getting this built, this oxygen system built down here. We started it on the last stream, just sort of mapped it out, but we didn't really give the duplicants a way to get to it, so obviously they haven't started building it just yet. But this is going to be our oxygen system down here, and then up top we started to carve out an area where we could set up a power supply, because, you know, we're going to need some power for different things in the colony. They're going to go just a little bit beyond the one little manual generator we have, or two manual generators. Rather than having them run on the treadmill, it's probably better just to get some better, proper power in here and stuff. But welcome everybody who's here in the chat so far, or if you're watching this on the channel afterwards, welcome, welcome. Hopefully it'll be a good evening, and with any luck, we might even squeak through the night without any duplicant deaths. Probably shouldn't even say that, because I'm probably jinxing myself. Nevertheless, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to throw a little ladder here and cut out these two little blocks here. I know some people were getting a little bit triggered from having the random pieces of dirt hanging at the top of the base there, so we're going to clear those out. Try to alleviate any unnecessary stress. Not of the duplicants, of course, just of the viewers. And it's time for another duplicant. This will be duplicant number 18. Squeamish Diver's Lungs. Her stats aren't actually that good, but these traits are actually pretty decent. They won't do any medical stuff, like the care. But the Diver's Lungs are really handy, and frankly, with 18 duplicants, I'm sure someone else will have the ability to do carrying. So who wants to be the first duplicant to join the colony? I was gonna say the first victim, but who wants to be the first duplicant? We'll bring Joe. All right, Joe, you can be Lyra. Bring Joe on board. Now, Joe, hopefully we don't have to feed you to a volcano in order to appease any of the oxygen not included gods, but you know, if that happens, it happens. It's just kind of how it is. You'd like to offer yourself as tribute. Nice. They changed canvas requirements to 1 reed fiber, 400 raw metal. Reed fiber I can handle. The 400 raw metal is expensive. That is pretty expensive. Yeah. So I imagine there's probably a few things that changed. I actually had a thing saying my toilets were broken. I'm just going to double check. No, the water supply is fine. That's good. It must have just been like a weird... Whenever you start up the game, you get these weird notices about things not working when... Oftentimes they're fine. Is this not been planted? No, it's planted. It's just not growing. We do actually need to set up a ranch at some point, too. We've got a lot of hatches running around up here. I'm thinking this is probably a likely place we can stick it down here. I mean, we could also put mushroom farm down here, but I think we're going to go with a little ranch in here. We'll just build a... Whoops. Man, derpy floor. We're going to build a derpy floor all the way across there. Let's just cancel some of that. I think I ran out of some of the materials I was telling them to build it out of. Oh, maybe not. And actually, now that I think of it, I should put a couple tiles in here that are... Oh, you know what? No, actually, no. So I was a little indecisive. I was actually just thinking maybe I'll stack these and use screen doors so the eggs and stuff will all fall through it, but I don't think I'm going to bother going to that extent. This is just going to be a way to get the hatches out of the way initially. We'll build a proper farm later on where we can get a little bit more crazy with how we're going to build it. So in the meantime, we'll just put a couple of spots here for the CO2 to filter through. Carve out all this, and we'll turn this into our fancy new ranch. Down below here, I'm going to run the ladder all the way down. And then we'll just sort of carve our way in over here to get to this stuff that we need to build. Put a ladder up here. We're going to need a route to get all the way over to this stuff, so I'll just... go like that. We'll give them a route to start building it all out, and they can try to get some of that stuff taken care of. Is your dupe still alive? BBX Shotter, I actually don't remember who's in this colony, so let's take a look. We have New Soul Sam, Still Snow, BDS Empire, Arpy, Cerberus Bloodmorn, Dr. Wynot, The Gamer Girls, Nightbot, Abriel Nexus, Birthday Popo, Jinx, Sibylline, Wander Trico, BBX Shotter, Crazy Sammy 37, Jaden Nicole, Carter Clark, and then Joe, who's currently unemployed. It looks like we actually have a couple unemployed. So we should give them some jobs. Now, these guys have already done the gopher, and they're up to 100. What kind of stats have they got? Farming, ranching. All right, so let's put Wander Trico maybe as a farmer. They have the skills for it. And then BBX shotters, construction, athletics. Let's put BBX shotter up here, maybe. Okay, I missed him. Oh, there he is. And then we could put Carter, Clark, and Joe as gophers. We'll try and run everybody through the gopher position first, because I always forget to, later on in the game, I always seem to forget to put people in here. And it's good to boost them up a little bit so they can carry more stuff. Joe, there we go. -1. Oh, poor Joe. Built a P-floor above your water source. That's, no, not, well, this here, yeah. Yeah, it's largely blocked off. I mean, this side over here, if it could still find a way to make its way down there. We did have a spill before that was getting a little close, but it's mostly out of the way. It'll be all right. We are going to need some plumbing in order to feed our wonderful little system in here. So we're sending fresh water upwards. I'm just going to tap into this. Oops. And we'll create a line going down here. Send it right through the floor to this stuff here. So now we'll have some water supply for those. I should actually build a power switch system the way I haven't done previously to try to get the excess power to come out of the system and feed into the larger colony. We'll try to figure that out also while we're going along. It shouldn't be that hard. I think we can just set up something with like a the automated battery things, and we'll just hook it up to the transformer and have it switch that off so we can feed power in when we have excess power. Mighty McCheese with the super chat. Yo, let's start the stream off well with some dosh. Throwing bills up in this Hamlet. Thanks for the super chat. Who is suffocating? Nightbot, how did you get in there? That's some mad skills you got there, Mr. Nightbot. Let's just cancel both of these, and we're gonna have you dig priority 9 right here. Get out! Stop building and get out! Nightbot's gonna die. There you go. Man, look at them go to work. Get like 17 duplicates down there working. Well, it's maybe not 17, but like 10 duplicates down there working all at once. It goes quick. It's just a little beat on. It's still good. It's still good. Watching you play Hammond actually made me feel like playing Don't Starve again. Playing ROG for the first time. I unlocked Webby. Yay! Good job. Webber's cool. Pretty neat that he gets to eat monster meat too. That's pretty handy. Man, they're actually making pretty short work of this. I didn't realize they were going to go that quick. They're suffocating while they're doing it, but they can do it. Why are you holding your breath and dying in there instead of running for air? You're blocked. Oh, boy. Well, Birthday Popo is not about to have a good birthday. Man, seriously? There's definitely no way she can jump down there. If I have her dig this tile out instead, that'll give her a 2-tile jump down, and she can get out. But I don't know whether she's going to have enough time to do this. Oxygen levels are not looking promising. Let's cancel this. Run, Birthday Popo, run! There you go. 2 near deaths while building our oxygen system. These duplicates just don't have a good safety record at work. They're determined to off themselves while producing air. Crazy duplicates. I don't know what they were thinking. Alright, to set up our fancy little ranch down here, we'll have to block this stuff off. In the food section, we should have our critter drop off. And then in stations, we'll have our grooming station. We'll stick that in here. And we'll also do a feeder, of course. Critter feeder. That's a couple close calls already tonight. Someone's gonna die over here. Just you wait. We have to keep an eye on that, because they keep making these dangerous little digging things. The trouble is, I think they were prioritizing the digging over the building, so based on what their job function is. It's a little too close for comfort a couple times. They'll get there. Yeah, that was pretty close. You're working days right now. Nice, Ergen. I've had to work nights a few times, and it doesn't do well for me. Turn into a bit of a zombie. Is that chlorine in my base? It is chlorine in my base. How did I get chlorine in here? I must have had some up here at some point when we dug out, and I let a little bit down there. Alright, well that's not great. Poor suffocating dupes. How many days without injury? -1. Yeah, that's about how it's going. Alright. Good job, little dupes. We'll have to tell them to dig this again since I told them to stop it. You're here, start the party. Night shift insomnia. Oh no. Yeah, that would. It's hard when you're like going back and forth. Your body gets too used to like one method of sleeping, and then you gotta change it. Colony lacks rancher, seasoned ranchers. All right, that's fine. We can't groom them, but we can still drop them off in here, I think. Well, maybe not. Actually, I think we probably need the rancher. Actually, have the skill to do it. Sage hatch, sage hatchling, hatchling. I think that's all we have hiding up there right now. Alright, we are going to have to promote somebody into the ranching position if we're going to get them to do this, I think. So... Oh, we're not even close. Alright, so we got to wait until Sibylline gets a little bit more skilled, but we want to get the hatches out of our food supply. I mean, not that they really eat all that much anymore, because they have a specific calorie amount they go to. It used to be they would just eat like everything, and now they don't do that so much. But still, it's kind of a waste of food. Almost had a dead dupe. Oh man, we almost had 2 dead dupes. A couple close calls already. Dodged a couple bullets. Okay, let's get another insulated tile in here. Alright, good work, guys. That was good quick instruction there. We do need some ventilation coming off this stuff now, so... Out of here, we're going to feed this up and over and down into our 2 generators. These will, of course, need power lines set up as well. Ooh, that's right. I was going to make... I haven't done research on the refined... fancy power wiring yet, I don't think. Low resistance conductors. Heavy conductive wire, conductive wire. This is what we need here. Because with the amount of stuff that we have in here, we're going to have to use conductive wire to tackle it. And that's also going to mean we need a way to refine some metal, because without that, I can't do all the wiring. So we're going to have a lot of this set up, but the wiring and stuff is not going to be finished. In the interim, we still have oxygen supply coming in here, but it is a little warm. You can see like the plants up here are even stifling. They don't have enough body temperature. The heat up here is getting to be a bit much. A little bit on the warm side, which is going to start to stifle the farm as well. So all of that is not exactly what I would call good. Remember to sweep out the room before you leave, else they'll just continue to go in and be annoying. Yeah. Yeah, they've got... Well, there's copper and stuff down here too, which will be handy to collect. I'll have to make sure I get that. To cool the air that's coming out of here, we're going to use the water that's over here. It's at a nice 23.8 degrees, so we'll just send in some piping into here, and then we'll snake it back out again. Now, for the radiant piping, we can just make that straight out of gold amalgam, I guess. We don't have a ton of it, though. Well, I mean, we might have, like, a literal ton of it, but we don't have, like... We don't have an excess of it, I think this would be a better way to phrase that. We could also grab the iron ore that's up here, too, I guess. That would work. Throw a little ladder in here. We'll get some iron ore. That'll be all good stuff. And then this space up here is where we're actually going to build our little space to do our power supply and stuff. Now, there's going to be, like, chlorine and things in here, but I've got a couple of different traps here to trap CO2 that should stop it from getting into the colony. There's also a nice algae patch, nice patch of coal here. So I think this will work well enough for our power generator area. I was thinking of also putting up here the stuff for making refined metals, so we can kind of keep that away from the colony a little bit. We'll see how it goes. There's not going to be oxygen out there, though, so they're not really going to be able to work up there for long periods of time. And I don't have exosuits built yet, so a bit to go. Gonna make a gas filter for those CO2 in there. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should, just to get rid of the initial CO2 that's in there, and then I'll just get rid of it. Because the whole point of having this system is so that we don't have to use a filter system. Uh-oh. I wasn't paying attention. What the? Oh, Carter Clark. That's what I get for looking around. Who died already? So far, Carter Clark is dead. I wasn't paying attention to the suffocation noise because it was triggering, and then when I checked it, they were fine, but I did not check on Carter. Poor Carter paid the price. No, Carter, no! It's trapped. I didn't build a graveyard yet. That's not something we were really focused on in this colony just yet. I guess we could do that up here, maybe. Make use of this little space we have hiding up here. What's the Ritz Carlton without a graveyard, obviously? You know, you're gonna have some stuff. Actually, if I put it in here, I can't really put any artwork and stuff in. Well, like this. Let's make lots of stuff in here. Not that we're ever going to need it, of course, because, you know, nobody ever dies in our colony. But we'll put that in there, and then we can do some of these little sculpting blocks in between. Try to make it at least relatively nice up there. It's going to be a little crowded, but... Down to put the graveyard below the oxygen. Oh, yeah, we could put it down there, too, actually. That might kind of get it out of the way. Similar problem to what we have up top. I mean, there's not really a lot of oxygen supply up there. If we did put it down here, we might be able to make it a little bit bigger, too. The only trouble is we've got all these germs and stuff here that I'm going to have to deal with. So I think for now, we'll make space up here. Who wants to be the next victim? We have a bottomless stomach, a non-constructive, biohazard. My gosh. Early bird, gourmet, caregiver. This person's got all kinds of cool traits and stuff. +7 digging, but they won't build anything. Whatever. I mean, we could use diggers and stuff. Let's make Ren. That's not really that big of a deal when we have like 18 duplicants in here. So who wants to be our next victim? A new replacement for Carter. Yeah. Evanexus. All right. This will be Evanexus. Oops. If I could actually type. Welcome to the colony. As with all duplicants who arrive, there's no guarantees on a long survival. Sibylline with a super chat for a Caleb dupe. Caleb dupe. All right, I'll make a Caleb dupe next. Man, I hate when my duplicants die. Feels like failure. All right, let's put, what can I put in here? Sandstone, I guess? Feed them some sandstone. Hatchlings, we want them to eat sandstone also. This is one thing I wish they had, like quality of life update, is that when you click on these things to expand them, it always flips all the way back up to the top, and you gotta go back down and repick again. Sage hatchling, polluted dirt, mushrooms, slime. Man, these guys eat junk. Fertilizer, dirt. Alright, forget it. The sage hatchling can die off. We'll just starve that thing. It'll make candy barbecue anyway. Yeah, sign this waiver. Exactly. If you want to join the colony, just sign this waiver. Dun dun dun. Let's cancel that. I don't really need this here. That's so tragic. A duplicate life cut short before its time. Alright, let's start getting some ventilation set up here. So we have the gas pipe. Oh, right, I wanted to do the gas filter. That's what I was doing when the guy died. The funny thing is, I was just above the area where he was blocked in, too. And by funny, I mean... Uh-oh, more than funny, haha. Gas pipe up here. This one we want to connect into that. And then this one we'll just send out to vent the junk out here. And then we're going to need to get rid of the pipe that's here in the middle, otherwise it's not going to work. This whole thing's going to require power, but that's okay, because we're kind of a long way off of that yet. Maybe slime by Carter? There is, yeah. There's a little patch of slime there. This little spot of slime. No, just gonna double check our storage to make sure I don't have them storing any slime. Yeah, no slime being stored. So they'll just leave it sitting down there. Now the trouble is it's gonna off gas because there's not a high enough concentration of CO2 here to keep it from doing so. Which isn't great. It's a little germy. Everybody's getting a little germy now. Spread those germs. That's okay. It won't hurt anything. Too much. Beat the main story in Frostpunk today. The rush of the last few days is... Yeah, it's crazy. Sage hatches eat fancy food, but their conversion's better. It is, yeah, but then like the conversion by weight is better anyway. But the trouble is, like, you're still using materials that you should probably be using for something else. I want their art skill to increase so that I can get some decent stuff in here. If they got to the point where I can promote them yet. Well, we got Cerberus as already promoted. Research assistants, I don't need to move them just yet. I probably could move people up a level. What's our stress like right now? Or our morale? Ooh, not very good, actually. We're still eating really junky food, so a lot of them have really poor... Oh, no, actually, no. Sorry, that's the requirement. Yeah, actually, they're doing not too bad morale-wise. Some of them are a little on the low side. That's okay. We'll bump a couple people up. All right, so if we move Nightbot up here... Well, actually, there's really not much benefit to moving Nightbot to a higher build position. There's nothing we actually need them to build that way. Maybe I should just shuffle them around at lower levels initially. Plumbing skills are handy, though. So we'll put Dr. Why Not and Jinx up here. Jinx. Oh, Jinx isn't high enough yet. Oh, the gamer girls just ball. Oh, look, they made something different. They made a moon. Wait a minute. Who's doing the art in this place? Oh, Jade Nicole's an artist. Okay. That's fine. Just not making enough morale for what your requirement is, but we've got her in art. They have a master artist job rank now. Does that mean that higher creativity is needed for higher rank canvas? Yeah, I would imagine so. I always build a lot of memorials. We just gotta be prepared, you know? It's just in case. Let's save me building time later, sadly. Okay, did they build all this stuff down there? Yeah, okay, so that's all set up. We'll have that all filtered out. This is, I'm gonna be set for hydrogen. So that way we're only feeding hydrogen into the generator. And then in terms of our output, I don't want too much heat coming out of this room, so I'm going to use insulated piping. Here's the catch. If I put these all on the same line, they're going to get backed up. So I actually need a couple of separate lines. Two of them I could... Well, this one I can send out this way. This one I'll send out this way, and this one out this way. Okay, so if I connect two of them together at the same point that they go into a gas bridge, it'll combine them into 1,000 grams in that one little tile. So they're gonna come out of 500s. They'll combine into 1,000. Actually, I should do it with the. I should do it with the two outside ones because they're the ones that are most consistently gonna have the full load. But how am I gonna get this other one past that whole mess? Alright, hold the phone. Need to do this differently. I'm gonna deconstruct this. Okay, so this bottom one I'm gonna send the ventilation out down through the bottom of it. That will connect it to here. This one will connect into there, and then this one we'll send up and over top, and we'll just run that one separately. I'm probably going to use this one for like exosuits or whatever when they're ready. So I'm not going to bother extending that any farther right now. But these ones will have them combined together in 1,000-gram segments of gas, and then we'll send those further into here. They may not be able to reach all that, but we'll see how it goes. I think they can get it from. They might be able to get it from both sides, depending on how far they can run in the water. And we'll see how that goes. More pipe bridges. Well, they'll only combine together up to like 1,000 per tile, I think, right? Or no, it's 10 kilograms per tile you can handle of gas, actually. So we could technically combine them all together. I think. I'm going to test that. I'll see. I'll try connecting the third one in there, but I think it might actually mess it up. We might need another pipe bridge to combine it again. Did I see the new copy button? For which? I mean, they have copy buttons for a variety of things, like when you're copy settings for planters and for storage containers. Or is there a different copy button? Hey, Sideshow. Welcome to the stream. Too bad that not making so dead dupes could be used to make soil. Yeah. Look, we turned our duplicants into fertilizer. We love our duplicants. What's going on here? Oh, no output. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so we can send this into here, and then I'm going to use radiant piping, and I guess we'll use gold ore. Well, yeah, we use gold amalgam. Got a fair amount of it. We'll send it through here. And then just use insulated up here. Okay, this I'm going to split into 2 sections, and we'll do oxygen supply up both sides. Ugh, come on. And I'm going to output it right by the farm here, so we can have good temperature gas, or oxygen, whatever, coming out near the farm. To keep both the pressure up and keep the fancy air pressure up. Man, my brain is not entirely kicked into gear today. I'm totally forgetting my English. Not found with 400 kilogram requirement for raw metal and canvas. That is a fair amount, but I mean, I guess at some point in the game, when you've gathered up so many materials, you end up having a fair amount of metal around anyway. Copy buttons if you press to copies what you're hovering over. I still don't see what you're talking about. There's been blank cycles since the last dupe death. Can someone fill me in, please? It's been about 1. In the course of building out this area, there was a tiny little space in here, 2 tiles high, that a duplicant dropped into to build the floor above themselves, because they felt like that would be the better way to go, and they died down here. We had to dig them out. It was very tragic. I don't like how warm it's getting up here. Kind of want to turn this air off. Ooh, actually, I can turn that off. Just disable this building for now. It's max pressure anyway. Try to reduce the amount of heat we're producing up there a little bit. Need to click the structure to make the copy thing. Still not seeing that. Certain buildings have it. Like, you click on this and you have copy settings. But I don't think everything has that. Oh, there it is. Create new build orders for the selected building. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. That is new. Why would you have to do that, I wonder? I guess maybe it's a little bit easier for finding it. If you can see it in your base, you can click on it and copy it. Oh, cool. Oh, that's different. How's that for fancy? I was looking for the copy button over here. I didn't expect it to show up here. That's pretty cool. Oh, look, they finished all our piping down here. Bam, that's all done. We pretty much just need a power supply. And this thing's ready to go. So let's throw, for now, we'll just throw a little manual generator in here. We'll build a proper output for this afterwards, so we can take the excess power out of the system and shunt it back into our main system. But for now, we'll make use of this. Oh, the trouble is I still need that refined wire, actually. I think I'm going to put, maybe up here is where we'll put our refinement. Throw a rock granulator right in here. It's going to be a little bit on the warm side, unfortunately. Oops. Skip that door. Actually, you know what? We'll go through the door. I want to just use refined wire right off the bat, because if the amount of power we're going to be running through that system and the amount we're going to draw, if we have all the pumps going, it's liable to start breaking wires, and then we'll be forever in there fixing it. So let's just skip the problem right off the bat. You don't think the gas pipe's connected to the gas bridge? You're right, it's not. There we go. Good eye. How's the water situation? Still clean? Any pee contamination yet? Oh no, nobody's peed in it yet. Not yet. I mean, we have some compost hovering right above it, but that doesn't make the water dirty. Fortunately. I need to wrangle these guys. There's actually an option to wrangle them, but I don't even have anybody who's a rancher. Another duplicate coming in. This one's going to be a Caleb dupe. So let's see. Squeamish, gastrophobia, or squeamish anemic. Well, I feel like squeamish is the way to go. So this can be Caleb. Welcome to the colony, Caleb. Oh, I should do Mighty McCheese, too. I forgot that. Let's get a Mighty McCheese duplicate in here. That'll be our next one. This cooling for the water is only going to last for so long. The water level is going to go down, so eventually we'll end up swapping this out for a different coolant system. Food shortage. That's cool. I love how it colors the ones that you can actually make now. And you can put them on different like tiers too, so you can say like, hey, make this, and if you're running out of the materials, it will automatically go into the next one. That's a good upgrade. Good quality of life one there. More hamster wheels. We've got 2 of them already. Throw in a third. They're already down here cleaning up all the junk here too, so I'll be able to shut these doors off soon. Well, actually, we gotta do all the wiring first, I guess. So scratch that. Rock granulator's done. Let's make some gold amalgam into some fancy... Wow, you can queue these up much higher now, too. It used to be just like a certain number you could do, but now we can do a whole bunch. Used to be it was like 6 or 8 or something, and then you had to go back and do it again. So I'm liking that. Oh, we did actually need to upgrade a miner. Alright. I guess we need to bump up our miners a bit. For some reason, I didn't think we needed the higher level miners yet, but I guess we do. So let's move Still Snow... Birthday Popo. Whoops. Yeah. Gamer Girls. Still Snow. We'll move all of them up. Evan Exus and Caleb don't have a job, so they're going to go into the gopher position. We'll start everyone in gopher, and they can go somewhere else after that. They got to prove their time running around carrying some junk for us first. I should probably consider making a chef here at some point. Who's the top chef? It looks like Abriel Nexus, but what's Abriel Nexus doing now? Research assistant. Huh, who knew? Learning of 5. Alright. We have a smart chef. Ooh, Arpy. Cooking skill of 8. He's a groundskeeper. Welcome to your new job, Arpy. And we'll move Jinx up to the plumbing position now. Gamer Girls, 49 Super Chat. I'd like to be a duplicate again if you have room in your colony of death, lol. Thanks for the Super Chat, Gamer Girls. You're actually already in this colony. Where are you? Gamer Girls, you're a miner right now. Guess it's on the way to astronaut, yeah. Takes quite a long time to make astronauts in this game. Okay, good. They're finally digging up here, so we'll start to break all this out and get the space I wanted to set up for a power system. They've done a good job of gathering some algae over here. We can get a little more, I guess. Oxygen's in good shape. Food's not tragic yet. Okay, in terms of wiring now, we have conductive wire available. We only have a little bit of refined gold. It's gonna take a little while. We have to smash the button up here a whole bunch. Punch that like button. If you dig all that upper part out, won't that make your CO2 lock useless? No. I have 2 CO2 locks. I have this one here and this one here. So in this lock here, it's already full of CO2, so that will block any of the gases that are up here from getting into this space. So I'm just going to dig all this out, and it'll keep it separated. Cross-train some of those 100% to other roles at the same level. Yeah, I've kind of been doing that actually already. It's just a question of taking the time to look through what I've already done. Dupes don't even need water for drinking, so you don't need to tap into the water unless you want water for wash basins or mush bars. Yeah. It's still going to go down. I'm going to use the water for supplying oxygen, so that's obviously going to tap into it a bit. I do currently still have wash basins, but I have a plumbing system set up here already. I really should swap these out for full-on sinks. Let's start off first by deconstructing this one. We'll just do one sink at a time. Food shortage. John's bastard. Alright, so general engineer position can go to... What do I want to move around? Alright, let's move BDS Empire into, I don't know, groundskeeping maybe? And then we'll put Nightbot and BBX Shutter in the general engineer position. Alright, my brain's not working. Did I look right past him? No, Caleb. Oh man, he's way down here. Alright, there we go. We have 2 other people that are already fully trained, so we can move Crazy Sammy and Joe into the architect position. Again, I'm not really paying any attention to what their preferences are for jobs. I'm just shuffling them around. Crazy Sammy and Joe. With a colony this big, like... I feel like you don't really even need to pay attention to what their specialty is. CrypticFox, thanks so much for all your videos. Well, thanks so much for watching and enjoying the videos. Copy button's useful for copying things like a wall or ladders. You don't need to remember what you made previously due to convenient materials. Oh, yeah, I can see that. If it automatically copies the materials and everything, that's really handy too. But it's also like if you're making something and you don't want to have to go and hunt for it, I guess. So, for example, up here we're going to do sinks. So if I do a plumbing system in here and grab... Where's my sink? Do I not have the sinks yet? Hold the phone. Oh, the sink's unlocked. Oh, the sink's in medicine. What am I thinking? I feel like it should be in plumbing. Alright, so if we make one sink, and then later on we can, like, swamp out and make a different sink. Or when we're making the other sinks, rather, we can just click on it and use the same thing. So, from there... Oh, where's my... Click on that, copy that. Yeah, I can see that being handy. It'll save a small amount of effort anyway. It's not really like a huge time savings, I don't think, but it's something. We can't make large sculpting blocks yet, so let's make another one of these smaller ones. In here. Insufficient oxygen generation, they say. I think we're okay for now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Because they're Canadian, that's why. They're Canadian sinks. We only have sinks in our hospitals. We don't believe in having them in anywhere related to plumbing. Oh, this is what you meant by the, yeah, if we cut that out, it's going to totally negate the benefit of having that little separate spot there. I thought for some reason you meant down here, but I get it. I get what you're talking about. The only reason I'm building this in the first place is because once we have our generators running in here, they're going to produce a lot of CO2. And I would prefer just to keep it all contained in the same space. The pressure will go up and up and up, but because it doesn't actually have an output vent, it doesn't limit how much you can pump in there. Let me get some of those Buddy Buds. Wait a minute. Buddy Buds. This is a Canadian game. What do you think Buddy Buds are modeled after? Hey, buddy, you got any bud? How are we doing wiring? 500. All right, well, we can make a little bit. All right. Connect up all these fancy things. Like so. This is going to need to connect it directly in, and I just ran out of materials. It's going to take a while to make all that metal. Suri with a super chat. I'd like to volunteer as tribute for next dupe, please, after Caleb, of course. I have a Caleb dupe in already, but actually I'm going to make Mighty McCheese will be the next one, and you can be after Mighty McCheese. But thanks for the super chat. I find the copy button useful because I might use sedimentary rock in some areas and igneous in others. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. If it actually picks the type of materials that you used previously as well, then that is pretty handy. What did I do here? Trimming tile. What the heck is trimming tile? What did I make that out of? Sandstone trimming tiles. I wonder if that's a tile they had in the game briefly and then got rid of in favor of these crown moldings or something, but I don't remember where this tile is. It's not carpeted tile, obviously. That's weird. All right. A friend in need is a friend indeed, but a friend with Buddy Bud is better. Good old Buddy Bud. It just sounds inappropriate somehow. How are they doing for them? Refined metal. 200 kilograms. Okay, we got more. More wiring. Okay, so connect this into the generator. Straight into our batteries. We're out again. Takes so much. I have 15 beds. How many dupes? Oh man, we have dupe sleeping on the floor for sure. No question. I should actually build another room up top here. I will build a whole nother... What have I got? Yeah, only 15 beds. I meant to build this last time, I think, and then I forgot. Because you know me, I've got a memory like steel trap. Just slightly rusted. I'm gonna try and be like a little bit OCD about the spacing there. Okay, let's get make this out of iron, I guess. Wasn't really paying attention to how wide this is. I don't even know how it's gonna space out for beds, but this will be where our next set of beds will be. And we'll just keep taking duplicants because I don't know. We'll be a little crazy about it. If I put one there, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, it'll fit 5 beds in here perfectly. With room for sculpting blocks. And we can do hanging planters above these. At least until we get to the point where we can actually make something a little more useful. Ooh. Wait, can we do crown molding behind these things? No, we can't. It lied to me. I feel like it should be allowed to do the crown molding behind the planters, but it doesn't look like it's going to do it. Well, actually, you know what? It didn't stop me from placing it, so maybe we'll try anyway. Maybe we'll try anyway. I have a feeling if they build one, they won't build the other, though, but we'll test it. Maybe it's one of those things you won't get back until later in the game, like how the new canvas shapes are moved to later in the research tree. Potentially. If oxygen is included, how much does it cost? Well, it's already cost 1 duplicant life. It may cost more. Obsidian to sand, rock to sand. Man, they got all kinds of like separate options to make sand now. That's different. I do like that interface a little better because you can kind of queue up a couple things and get a lot more planned out of it too, which is kind of important. It's one annoying bug. If you put crown molding above a plant, you can't put a plant. Yeah, it's. I don't know that it's a bug. I think they just. Oh, look, it did work. Some of it went behind the crown molding, and some of it went in front. But can I put a plant in there? Try putting. Nope. All right. So you can build it, but it won't. That sucks. You can build it, but it won't let you put a plant in because then it doesn't have the space to grow. Foiled. I didn't think it was going to work right, but I thought for science we'd just experiment with it and see what happens. There are corner moldings to make the crown molding meet the walls in a fancy way. Oh, is there? I didn't even notice. I have planters there anyway, so it doesn't really work, but I can make use of that. Furniture. Oh, yeah, corner molding. That's kind of cool. All that cool stuff. Let's put briar seed in here. Little mirth leaf in the middle. I just ran out of briar seeds, I think. Oh, no, we got 2 left. Just enough. There's finally a use for briar seeds. I mean, it got to the point before where it just wasn't worth making them anymore. We got all these paintings made before they changed the cost of them, so they're hanging out over here, but we can't do that for anywhere else, really. Both are down. Wait, who's down? What's this now? Wait, go back. You're carefully watching the construction. Molding's down. Molding's down. Oh, yeah. Starvation. Who the heck is starving? Why are you starving? There's food available. Just gonna double check they don't have. No, okay. It's available for everybody to eat. Just kind of double checking to make sure I didn't accidentally turn off the food from somebody. Clearly that's not the case. I don't know what they're doing. They're just complaining maybe because they don't get enough time to eat it. We definitely don't have enough mess tables anymore, so not everybody's eating in the Great Hall. Or it's not even a Great Hall. I guess it's just a mess hall at this point. I feel like I should bump this up a little bit higher so I can put another dining area in. There's so many duplicants. It just takes so much to get them ready. Oh, this I want to do direction right. This sink can get deconstructed. Swap that out. Another duplicate coming in. Gastrophobia, bottomless stomach, or loud sleeper. I don't really have the bed spaced out enough to do loud sleepers. So we'll do gastrophobia. Not being able to cook isn't really that big of a deal. We have other chefs. So Liam, you can come in and be Mighty McCheese. There we go. Your fancy blue hair, welcome. Did you know there's a trick to wrangle critters that are unable to be wrangled normally? I'm not sure. All right. Time to finish gas. How's our refined metal? Only 150 kilograms. We're getting close. Getting close. We need just a little bit more wire to get the rest of this stuff all plugged together. See, I can't build it up to there. it's teasing me now. First stream been able to join. I look forward to joining more streams. Welcome, Savannah. Glad you're able to join. Yeah, the number of mealwood plants sort of depends a little bit on whether you're turning it into the lice loaf. If you're making lice loaf, it takes like 3 plants per dupe, but then you're consuming a bunch of water and stuff, which isn't necessarily ideal. Oh, you know what? I haven't swapped the schedules around in a while. We really should have some more people on these other schedules. Okay, so below we have BDS Empire, Dr. Wynot, Birthday Popo, and RP. I just gotta make sure I don't shift them. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. I like that better. So let's put, let's see. You can be on schedule 3, schedule 2, schedule 3, schedule 2, schedule 3, schedule 2. Get them a little bit more evenly distributed so they have better bathroom and eating time and stuff. Unfortunately, the mess tables actually get assigned to a duplicant, so you can't, like, maximize your space in the dining hall, because they still will only eat at a table that's specifically assigned to them, I think. Why have I got all this gas in here? That is a lot of chlorine in there. And it shouldn't be. Oh, when they were building the floor here, it swapped it out. Oh, that sucks. Okay. That's not really ideal. That's how I got chlorine in my base. Doh. They must not have... Oh, yeah, they hadn't finished the floor because they couldn't reach it. So they didn't do it until they dug out the space above, at which point they'd already let the chlorine through. So that's kind of a pain. I mean, we could put another system over here to kind of block in... This is really not ideal, though. It sort of constrains the space a little bit, but... Trying to keep the gases trapped away from my colony if I can manage it. I mean, alternatively, actually, now that we've let the gas in, I could actually just throw a pump in here for a short term. And then pump it out. Maybe I'll do that. It's all chlorine. Alright, let's throw a little gas pump in here. And we'll just pump it straight up into this area above, as long as the gas pressure up here is not too high. Oh, it's in the micrograms. Okay, so it's fine. We'll just pump everything out here. It's going to become close to a vacuum. Every time they open the door, instead, oxygen will come in. We'll get to the point where we should have just oxygen and CO2 in here. That'll be alright. Oh, need a vent. There we go. Just put a critter release near them, set it to auto wrangle at 0. Find it useful for capturing shine bugs. Oh, that's cool. That's a neat little trick. How do you come up with these funny names? For which? For the duplicates or for the colony? If it's for the duplicates, it's all people that have been in the stream at some point. So people that asked to have a particular name for their duplicate. I don't come up with the funny names at all. Everybody else takes care of that. Usually the colony, I normally just let it pick one of the random names because a lot of them are pretty funny. This time, the Space Hamlet was actually picked by someone that was in stream when we started the colony. Okay, a little more wiring in here. And we can recover some of this wiring after it's done, at least. Man, that's a lot of... Man, you guys are doing some serious cleanup job. That's awesome. You go tidy and stuff. Yeah, this hamster wheel is going to be needed to kind of power this whole system. It's going to be really clunky initially. It's not going to move gas very well. And then over time, it'll start to work. Okay, these doors can be locked so we don't have people going through them. There's nothing else they need to get out of there. The trouble is there's no air down here, so it's going to be like on and off with this treadmill, and things are going to be messy initially. Tiny little gas. Oh, you know what? Oh, no. I totally forgot the automation. Alright, I'll disable this for now. No power here until we get the automation going. Otherwise, I'm just going to be wasting gases and stuff. Hey, Fox, how you doing? Hey, Michael. Doing pretty good, thanks. Feeling much healthier. So far, I haven't hacked up a lung tonight, which is also good. Hey, I forgot the atmo sensors. I have to put them in. Yeah, it does look a little bit like peppermint leaf, doesn't it? And it seems to have a different tolerance, too. Air pressure at 150, and it can go between 20 degrees and 50 degrees, whereas the bluff briar will only go up to 30 degrees. So these will continue to grow even when the temperature gets a little on the high side. I'd kind of like to get my hands on some more of that mirth leaf. Have to hunt around and find some, I guess. This thing's pumping gases like a champ. It's only in the microgram levels here, so it should clear this out fairly easily. Oh, we're actually getting oxygen up here. the air that's flowing up out of the doorway is getting caught by the pump and sent upward. Maybe I'll close the door temporarily and leave it alone. Okay, so no more going in, but you guys can go out. Let them hang out in there for a little bit. Clear out all the gases that are in here. This should pretty much turn it into a vacuum. It's going to take a little while, but once it's a vacuum, I can destroy the whole pump and everything. We won't have to need it. Won't even need it anymore. What's the white thing in the ceiling? These are crown molding. So they're just a decorative piece that you can put in. Sort of like what you would see in a house. Unfortunately, they can't be placed in the same place as a plant because it's not considered like a background tile, which it really should be. If it was a background tile, I think the plants would be able to grow in front of it, which would be, I think, much more ideal. This sink I didn't put in yet. See, here's a prime example. I'm going to have to try and get used to using that copy button because I'm just not used to using it. Until I get used to it, it's going to be a little weird. Would you construct the wires? Will drop into the room or float up? Good question. They might drop into the room, but not that big of a deal. I can unlock the door long enough for them to go in and sweep it out. Why are the briar plants wilting? It's because of the temperature. I had these oxygen diffusers running, and they output oxygen at like 30 degrees Celsius. So things got a little bit warm up here. It needs to cool back down again. Once we have our oxygen supply coming predominantly through our insulated gas pipes from this system down here, then the temperature that it's going to be getting is like 24, 25 degrees as it comes through. I see our plants even here are stifling now because of, ooh, pressure. Ooh, pressure. Apparently we ran out of algae. Man, I must have been using a lot of algae. Alright. We get some little spots of it here. Dig all that out, folks. That'll get you the algae you need to get a little air in here. We're very, very close to being able to use the system down here. I just need... Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I'm busy pumping gases out up here, and I actually don't have rock granulator running. How much refined metal do we have? None. All right. Let's give somebody access. I don't want too many people in here. I don't... whatever. We'll just open it up to everybody. It's only micrograms of chlorine in here now. We cleared out most of what was in here. Oh, actually, I have to watch out that I don't clear out that CO2. Newer add to the game is the copy button. Yeah, it just came along. So now when you click on something, you see this copy button appear down here. You can make a copy of it. It's going to take a while to get used to clicking on that thing. I have a mental block when it comes to hotkeys and stuff anyway. Please check the overlay. Yeah, air pressure is not good right now. Yeah, you guys are running a good like 30 or 45 seconds behind me because there's an automatic delay on YouTube. So I had already sent them down here to dig out some algae so that we could feed our diffusers again. Actually, I should turn this one back on for now. That's right. Punch that thing. He even gets an angry face when they've got a little towel there. I wonder if they wipe... Did they wipe with the towel? I want to see somebody wipe their face off with the towel. Somebody punch that thing. Hold on, I'm going to put this in play. Punch that thing. Oh, angry eyes and everything. Urgh, beat that thing up. I want to see him pull the towel off and wipe his brow. I don't think they do, but that'd be funny. Ah, they don't use the towel. It would have just been a silly novelty that I would have enjoyed. There's been deaths. Yeah, we had one, unfortunately. When we were building our oxygen system down here. Oh, man, I keep forgetting to do research. I probably should, right? HVAC, acoustics. There's the jukebox. Or jukebot, rather. Home luxuries, fine art. We're not really in a position to go after the art yet. Smart storage, fossil fuels... Animal control. You know what? There's not really a lot here that's critical for me to get at the moment. Advanced automation, I'm not really using at the moment. We'll get that later. Maybe we'll go into smelting and high temperature forging and all that kind of stuff. We'll start to knock out all the... Oh, wait a minute. Environmental protection is what I'm going to want. Exosuit soon. Yeah, whatever. At this point, there's not like any critical need items that I'm working on. Oh my gosh, look at all this. I need to clean this out. Or extend it downwards. We'll send somebody into the mucky water. We'll build this a little bit lower. I feel a little bad for whoever gets that job. It's like super germy. Here, guys, go swim in the sewage. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just a little nasty. It's still good. It's still good. Okay, good. We have to refine metal now, so I can make our fancy automation here. Let's do the Atmos sensor. What the? Atmos sensor? There we go. Atmos sensor here. We'll connect that up. X-ray echoes returned. Apparently for the ladies. Which air pump do you mean disable? Like this one up here, you mean? Just to shut this down? It doesn't really matter too much. We're letting a little bit of oxygen out of this opening. I would ideally like to get rid of this. I should try to do a different system to get up top here. But in the end, we have this sort of isolated, so it's gonna get to the point where I can even leave these doors open. And in fact, maybe I just will. Scalding. Ooh, it's hot up here. Oh no. Okay, we're not gonna leave the doors open. It's too hot up here. All right, shut this down for now. Nobody use it. It's too hot. Get away from there. We don't have a med crew either, so that's probably not the best thing. It got so hot they had to fix it. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Disable fixing this thing. I must not have made it out of gold. Disable auto repair. There we go. Save the materials. Let that thing break. There's no you can uproot a few mealwood from 3 spaces above to plant thimble reeds if you have polluted water pitcher pump for irrigation. Speeds up reed fiber production. Alright. Need to let them in the oxygen production room. The doors are locked. Oh, yeah. My bad. They can still breathe. It's fine. Up here is where we want to do our power. So let's maybe get some coal generators set up here. Should we just go full bore and go for like 3 of them? Dig all these fancy plants up. Oxygen, oxygen, chlorine. There's still little bits of chlorine in there. Not much, but little bits. Alright, other duplicant. Yokel, squeamish, small bladder. Again, squeamish, I feel like is probably going to be the best option here. Yeah, let's go with this one. This one can be Suri. Thank you for the super chat. That's our 21st duplicant. We have beds for a total of 20. I'm still short on beds. Man. I have to start that Ritz Carlton building soon. I think maybe we'll like put it out over here possibly. Reed fibers needed for painting and suits. They are, yeah. I need lots of reed fiber. It's so weird for it to have like an actual use in the game now. I mean, it used to be you'd use a tiny bit of reed fiber and then you were done. Oh, look, there's another one of those mirth leaf things up there. Might as well get some coal over here, too. Oh, I'm making short work of this stuff. Alright, I could use a smart battery up top here. If I had refined metals, but this thing overheated. Well, that's just fabulous. Let's turn off our pump for now. Have no food! Yeah, well, the plants sort of stifled a little bit. Food got to be a little bit messy. Let's make some fried mush bars. I hate using the water that way, but we just need to bridge just a little bit until we get this system going. Okay, this is ready. I can enable this building now. Turn off access to this door. Ooh, okay. I want this to be only if it's above. Let's go like really high for now. We'll let the hydrogen build up a little bit up top. Then we'll fire this thing up. It'll draw the gases that are in the way here. And that will give us a pocket of just hydrogen. But it's going to take a little bit. We're going to have to prime the pump, as it were. Automation on the coal gens. That's the plan. I'm going to put a smart battery up here. They're not hooked up or being fed or anything right now. Oh, we have little guys in here we can shear, too. Get ourselves some breed fiber. Starvation. It's the game everyone can play. 21 duplicates and no food is not really the way you want to go in this game. Generally speaking. 1,600 grams. Okay, let's set this so if it's above 750. Turn that on. Start to move a little bit of power. Okay, guys, don't starve. You just gotta last long enough for me to get a little bit of food in your gullet. I mean, on the plus side, their calorie count isn't too bad, except for Wander Trico. He's really low. We have time. We can salvage them. The plants are going to start. Yeah, they're starting to harvest the plants again now too. Oh, this system's starting to run on its own. What's our gas look like? I feel like I should have done these in sequence instead of... So I like consistently had the generators running a little bit more. It's working now though. 500 grams, 500 grams. 1,000 grams coming out the other side. It's coming out here at 34 degrees. By the time it comes out over here, it's a nice balmy 24. That's separating nicely and feeding into the colony, which is going to help with temperatures. As well as oxygen supply, so let's shut this off. Disable this. Disable this, and disable this. And I think, judging by how full the batteries are, this system will now run without having to have this thing on at all. Yeah, we're down to just oxygen and hydrogen in here, so that's good. We'll save a tiny little bit of power, and we'll rewire this to just skip over our little system there, and then we can break out the filter, and that will save us a little bit of power there too. Perfect. Okay. We have a consistent flow of oxygen now. That will work well for a while. We have quite a bit of water here, so that's going to be a fairly decent heat sink for us, but over time that is going to warm up, and/or the water is going to go down to the point where it's not going to be useful anymore. But by then, hopefully we've gotten out to a cold biome. We can get our hands on some wheezeworts. I mean, barring that, we can use other methods too, like in the utilities section. We could use the thermal regulators. They just tend to produce a lot of heat, so I'd prefer to avoid that if I can. Not to mention consuming power and stuff. Middle pump, the O2 is not connected. It's not, no. For right now, I'm just drawing out 1,000 grams per second. That's plenty enough to feed our duplicants, the oxygen supply they need. This last one, I'm sort of saving for the point where we get to exosuits. I mean, in the interim, we can try connecting it here. I'm actually curious to see if I connect the pipe here, if it's going to mess up the flow of oxygen. How big are the tiles coming out the other side? Yeah, see, it doesn't make it any more efficient. You still only get 1,000 gram per second tiles coming out the other end. Because it alternates the feed in here, so it doesn't get any better. So I'd rather just save the power and not use that last pump. We use it when we need it for exosuits instead. Actually, use me hydrogen power to power your colony. Yeah, we can do that a little bit. So my intention here was to set up this first just so that it would run, and then afterwards set it up so we'd have a power system we can use. So if we go into... no, it's not an automation. It'll be... I just basically want... I want a transformer here. So if we put a transformer in place right here, and then we'll set up a smart battery, assuming I have enough materials for it. No, I don't. Need more refined metal. So we use the smart battery to control this. So if the smart battery's full, we'll allow the flow of power out of the system. And if it gets down to like 50%, it'll have to shut it off. That way we can just sort of push a little bit of excess power out of here. My primary concern anytime I set up my oxygen system is I just want it to have enough power to continuously run on its own without without having to worry about it at all. It's definitely not necessarily going to be the most efficient because you could certainly use the excess power coming out of it, but that's generally not my primary concern. They're still researching. This needs to be used some more. Let's make some more gold. It's gonna get spicy. Hopefully nobody gets singed. Man, we're still on the starving side of things. Bounced on the razor's edge of survival with 21 duplicants and no food. That's not really the way you want, your colony to run. Your O2 production is getting too warm, like 70 degrees Celsius. Not sure what to do about that. Well, for me, like I said, right now, I'm using my water to cool it, so it's coming out of here at like, well, depending on what tile of gas it is, it's up to as high as 45 degrees. By the time it comes out on this side, it's coming out at like 24 degrees. So I'm basically just using the water as a heat sink. And it can absorb a lot of heat before it gets too hot. That way, as I pump oxygen out up here, it's coming out at a nice 24 degrees Celsius, which is actually really good. Yesterday was your birthday. Well, happy birthday, Matthias. I didn't say that name right, but Matthews? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But happy birthday anyway. Long time no watch. What did I miss? We're on the new update, so we're playing around with some of the new artwork and stuff that's in here. We're building a new colony up, and I think we're going to try to make the Ritz Carlton. Try to make the duplicate Ritz Carlton. So probably when we expand first, I'll go over to this side over here. It's going to take some extra temperature controls relative to what I have already. This is just not enough. But for now, my primary concern is survival. So we have a steady supply of oxygen now. We're working on a power grid up top. We have a fair number of plants here, but this may not be enough to feed everybody. We'll have to see. I should actually start to get some mushroom farming going. We could build that down below our water supply. Because they dropped the containers of stinky stuff down there. Good job. Starvation. Actually, we could put it like we could put our mushrooms like right in here. That would work too. There's lots of CO2 down here. At some point, I'll need a CO2 scrubbing system too. I'm just not really in a hurry to get it yet. I think I'm gonna run one of these for just a little bit until we get the air pressure built up. The CO2 is not outrageous, but it's a little higher than I want it to be. Yeah, the water runs out eventually. It'll also heat up. So this system's only going to work for so long. It's just a temporary thing for me to do right now until I get to a cold biome, and then I'll use Weezeworts to provide the cooling power I need. All right, new duplicant. Let's see. Flatulent noodle arms, unconstructed bottomless stomach with an iron. My gosh. How is that for a good selection of duplicants? We're going to take Nicola because I feel like the not being constructive and having a bottomless stomach is easier to deal with than noodle arms and flatulent, oddly enough. Yeah, whatever. We'll take the noodle arms. Strength -3. It only puts them at strength 0. Or, no, actually, it's strength +2, even with the -3. That's so weird. All right, we'll take Joshua. Who wants to be our next victim? Oh, the ranchers should be leveled up. You're right. We should swap them out. We'll have to update them right away. 4 Wheeze awards to handle 1,000 grams per second, about 2. Yeah, I usually use 4 or 5 of them. Varies. Avenue Prince. All right. Welcome to the colony. Sadly, you have noodle arms, but that's okay. We'll make do. Okay, where is our rancher? This will make Sibylline the rancher. Then we can start to wrangle all these fancy little hatches we have all over the colony. You guys are cute and all, but you sort of eat the things we don't want you eating. So how about you just move? You know what? We're going to leave this one in the bedroom. That one's not hurting anything. Leave that one there. We've even got, like, eggs all over the place right now. These guys are down here. Wrangle them. So, like, real life? Called dibs long ago in chat. Oh, damn the plan. Sorry. Bear in mind, I have a memory like a sieve, and I never make any promises. So, do my best to remember, but sometimes I'm going to forget. All right, good. That's all busy working down here. I don't have much slime yet because we haven't gotten into the nasty biome. Sort of rules out making too many mushrooms. Oh, there's a cold biome right there. With Buddy Bud in it. That's funny. I guess that stuff must have a really wide range of where it'll grow. Alright, first cold biome's over there. We got lots of coal and stuff down here. That'll be handy. I don't see any geysers yet. Got a ruin up there. Lots of iron and coal up top. So all this stuff will be really handy. I'm surprised I haven't seen any geysers. Some cracked algae in the middle of nowhere. Just randomly cracked. Nope. No geysers. Man. Actually, well, I'll double check with the temperatures but overlaid in case I'm not seeing it, but pretty sure we don't have any neutronium around here. Nope. Nothing. Crack the eggs and make omelets? Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just put them in storage. They'll break on their own in there. And then you end up with a supply of eggs you can work with. 6,200 kilocalories. Alright, I think we can stop using this for now. Turn that off. Oh, never mind. They just depleted our food supply again. They're not starving it, at least. Oh my gosh. Alright. I spoke too soon. Now they're starving. Alright. I thought we were on an upward swing, but probably just because of these. I just don't want to make them too long. It takes too many resources. Hate using water in that thing. Alright. Let's go with maybe computing, solid transport, hyperchip. Yeah, go this way, whatever. Start setting up some speed poles and I can slide around here more quickly. Use the priority tab to see geysers. Wow, that works too, yeah. The thing is with the priority tab, when you switch to that, you're also seeing all the priority numbers of all the little plants and stuff that are out there. I find generally if you switch it just to the temperature overlay, you can see that the neutronium is colder than the environment around it. So, I mean, there could be something there. No, there's a mushroom there. So, it's like, neither one of them is perfect, but I find the neutronium one works a little better. Personally, anyway. Usually at this point, at least one geyser on the map. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, not always, I guess. 0 kilocalories. Let's maybe crank up the priority on making food. I mean, at least we have a consistent supply of oxygen coming in now, but that's a lot of duplicants we're currently feeding air to. Have I signed the soup law yet? I tried, but they were getting too upset with me. Their hope was dropping. Hope and discontent. Okay. Smart battery. We can set this up down here. Alright, I'm going to connect this by automation wire into our little power transformer. The power transformer will send out... I'm just using a small one, so we'll just send it out to the broader grid. Actually, let's maybe make sure I get everything done first. I don't want to deplete all the power that's in here. Yeah, it's handy for locating it. The priority overlay is handy for spotting it when you're looking in like cold areas and stuff. But is the hatch stuck by the bottle or the buried itself? Oh yeah, it laid an egg here. Actually, I shouldn't have wrangled that thing. Okay. Break starts at. Break ends at. Wait a minute, break. All right, whatever. So I don't want the power to go below, say, like 40. But if it gets up as high as like 95%. I think I might need a NOT gate in there too. Just my overlay. Yeah, I need a NOT gate here. Oh, I don't have it researched yet. Oh, man. Alright. Switch my research. Give me my advanced stuff. Advanced automation junk. We already need that. Is that currently your only O2 setup? Just wondering, as 2 electrolyzers is not enough for 21 dupes. We'll handle about 17 at most. Yeah, it's currently... Well, I mean, yeah, I have 2 electrolyzers and 3 pumps in there right now. But yeah, that's the only oxygen setup outside of the oxygen diffusers. We've been taking duplicates like crazy. I often stop at 18, but I've just kind of been taking everyone that comes along. We actually have more oxygen here than I can handle right now. I should actually send... I think I'm going to send out a second cooling line. Like that. And we'll pump get that third pump running in here. I don't know where to put it. I kind of want the vent like back here, but I don't think it'll let me stick it there. No. I guess we'll put it here. Gas bridge? There we go. It's kind of a lot of extra materials, but we'll get that extra little flow of oxygen through there. Why do I set the upper limit on the battery? I don't know. I just found that sometimes when you leave it at 100, it doesn't work right. What I wanted to do is basically to turn on when it gets to a certain threshold, when I have a certain amount of power built up, to feed extra power out to the colony. But then if it drops below a certain level, I wanted to kick off and conserve the power in the system, because I don't want it to deplete itself and then not be able to run the system. Trying to get a self-sustained setup for 24 dupes, but the crazy amount of puffs and warbs, he was just not worth it. Oh yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of like alternate ways you can try to come up with oxygen for the colony, but I found that in general you spend like ridiculous amounts of time trying to get the whole thing to work just for like a really lackluster result. I need more farm space. I shouldn't have built this up here. I should have left it open for more farming. We have a lot of duplicants to feed. Granted, we could probably put a farming thing down here and actually start to do some bristleberries, but then that would consume the fresh water that we have also. Which isn't awesome. I want my NOT gates. As long as we're waiting here, I might as well build a smart battery up here. We'll hook this up by automation as well. So once we start producing power using our coal generators, then we'll have that set up. I want to wait for the power to get out of here. Kind of neglected to build one of these. Good work, little dudes. Perhaps it'd be a good idea to start working on mushrooms. Those things can pump out calories like crazy. Yeah, actually, I sustained my colony for the most part on mushrooms last time. My challenge is that I don't have slime to any great degree yet. I was kind of hoping to get to the point where I would have some exosuits before I started playing around with the slime too much. I don't think that's going to be an option. I might have to tackle it sooner rather than later. I think probably the best location to get the slime from might be down here. The heck is that? Iron ore sitting in there. That's weird. Huh. And we could go out here, but there's actually... the pockets of the slime aren't that great on this side, oddly enough. I think there's actually a higher concentration over here. It's just a question of where to store the slime. Okay, I'm gonna build my mushroom farm right in here, I think. It's not gonna be very big, unfortunately. But it'll be a start. I am gonna need to move this pitcher pump. Which should be fine, actually. I think I only have like 2 sinks left. Oh, actually, this one over here I forgot to rebuild. Medicine... I'm never going to remember to click on that silly button. Copy. There we go. Okay, good. It's coming out there at a decent temperature. Alright, now we're getting a better oxygen flow, so that's good. More duplicants! Down with the plan. Loud sleeper, biohazardous. That's great. I don't have a separate bedroom set up for them right now. I can't really... like, the loud sleepers are actually kind of a challenge. Let's take the Meemaw, because Meemaw's always handy. This will be Dan with a plan. Brit. And I now have 23 duplicants and only 20 beds. And 0 kilocalories. Maybe I should stop bringing them in for a little bit until we get some food. I think I'm going to set a food storage container up here for hatch eggs also. We'll get some omelets ready. Still having fun with the current base? That's cool. Store slime underwater. Yeah, that stops it from off-gassing. It's just, then the duplicants kind of have to constantly go into the water, which I'm not super thrilled with. I'm just also a question of, like, where I was going to put it. So, like, I could put a storage container out here. It's going to be really germy, though. I don't like the fact that I don't have exosuits yet. Alright, food, farm tiles. How big is the farm station for this thing? 3 tiles high. Well, that rules that out. Alright, I was going to do like a double layer farm, but I don't think I have enough. I don't think I have enough dust caps to do it anyway, so it's not really that big a deal. Let's deconstruct this. Deconstruct the ladders. Okay, you're gonna get stranded there, aren't you? Oh, there you go. Nobody get your head stuck in the floor, please. I know you're going to. You're sorely tempted. I can see it can see it right now. Food, a little more farm tile on this side. There we go. Storage container for slime only needs the bottom tile to be underwater. Oh, that might be alright then. So we can put it actually just below here then. That would work. I mean, they'll still have to run in with the slime, so it's going to off-gas a little bit, but this will work for now. I'll figure out a better solution later where we can actually store a little bit more. Set this specifically for slime. I might have even dug some up already. They can run and stick in there. If you set up a loud sleeper on a different sleep schedule, yeah, we could do that too, I guess. I just don't want to go through the hassle of dealing with it right now. You're not wrong. Like, if we put them on a different sleep schedule, that would certainly solve the problem, but... set all these doors to open. There's no reason for them to be closed. Save that microsecond of them running back and forth. I have no fungal spores, so, well, that rules out that, doesn't it? Well, great. I need to find fungal spores. I don't have a hospital, and I'm contemplating a move here that's going to get a whole bunch of duplicants sick. Let's see, critter eggs. I want this specifically to be hatch eggs. Sage hatchling eggs will work too. Kilograms, maybe... I want to set it really low, because I only want to take like a certain amount in here. I don't know how much each egg represents. Through a little farm station. Nothing off gases will be carried by a dupe. Alright, sweet. That'll work then. As long as they don't drop it. I mean, that could happen also. But that's not really that big a deal if they do. Realistically, for the small amount of polluted oxygen it'll produce, it's not really that big of a deal. I'm more concerned about the likelihood for illness at this point. So I think to that end... I'm going to be able to build this in here without all the gases joining. Alright, I have an idea. I'm going to have them build this from above. There we go. Get them to build this from up above so that we don't let the gases in. I'm going to destroy the layer that's in here. I think we'll put our hospital in here. Even though we need more sleeping space for the duplicants, I think having a way to make sure that if they get sick, I can cure them will probably be more important initially. Because we're going to make their life a little miserable. Poor little guys. And gals, I guess. Each egg is 1 kilogram, so you set it for 5 eggs. Alright, that's fine then. There's not really that many. See, here's the thing. I don't want to deplete the supply so that the hatches die off. But I want a little bit of excess that I can set aside here for cooking, so they'll break naturally in here. We have 6 kilograms of hatching eggs and 2 kilograms of sage eggs. How did we even get past the max capacity? Oh, 5,000 kilograms. Oh my gosh. Never mind. I want this to be like 10 eggs. No. Let's make it like, I don't know, 8 eggs. Okay, come on. Seriously? There. 8 kilograms. There. So we'll just do like just a few of them stored in there. And that way, I want them to continue to hatch down here so we continue to build the population. But excess eggs will be used here. And then we'll turn this off with a mush fry. And we'll set up... Never mind. Until I get some eggs, I can't even choose the omelet. But once we get some eggs that are cracked, I can do a little omelet work. Just Sneaky trick used to build a single tile below the ceiling to put the mess table on, then deconstruct the tile and build a toilet underneath it. It still works for the med bay. Oh, yeah. So you have like a flying table in there. I mean, not that space is that constrained anyway, I don't think, but... Yeah, these are memorials up here. I built a bunch of them. There's only one of them that's in use right now. Carter Clark, unfortunately, got themselves trapped building our oxygen room, and they may have suffocated. The irony of which is not exactly lost on me. Let's shut this down. Look at that. The water level's already dropped enough that all this pipe that I had sitting here is no longer in the water. It's still cooling it, actually. That's funny. Starts at 55 degrees and gets to like 27 by over here. And it comes out still a nice, like perfect temperature coming out of the water, but that water is just not going to last. Block the chlorine glass right above the slime on the bottom left side will kill all the germs. Well, it'll kill the airborne ones. It doesn't really do that great of a job of killing off the surface germs, but I'm going to build a ladder down here, and then we'll open this up. And then we can just break through the chlorine up here, and we'll let it all gush down there. Only like seasoned farmer. Oh, all right. We should have somebody who can actually promote to that job. Wander Trico can be our farmer. There we go. Sweet. Oh, man. All these people that are unemployed. All right. Totally wasn't paying attention. Dan with the plan. Mighty McCheese. Suri and Matthew. We'll make them all gophers for now. They can just run around carrying stuff. I guess we could move up Crazy Sammy and Joe, but maybe I'll make them miners instead and give them some access to some additional digging. Sorry, the Crazy Sammy and Joe. Joe and Crazy Sammy. There he is. Okay, and then we have Evanexis and Caleb have already mastered Gopher, so we can move them to Apprentice Architect. There's Caleb. Might be easier if I just click on the job this way. What do we want? That's Apprentice Architect. Oh, wait. Is he non-constructive? Architect, Senior Architect, Apprentice Architect. Yeah, he's not constructive. Okay, so that's why Evanexis wasn't showing as an option in there. So we'll need to give Evanexis a different job. Now, he has 7 digging. So, might as well make him do him. Just move him to the miner position, I guess. He's a good digger anyway. Chlorine will disinfect stuff in storage containers very quickly. If you have slime storage inside chlorine area, we'll get the slime lung killed in a matter of minutes. That'd be better than storing underwater. Well, it's less about the slime lung that I'm concerned, and more about the slime itself will turn into polluted oxygen, and it goes away over time. It's sort of like off gases, and that it reduces the volume of what you have. So I don't really want that to happen. I want it to maintain it as long as possible. The germs aren't really that big of an issue. It's more the airborne germs that get them sick. The surface germs are typically not a problem that way. Alright, I have my automation here finally, so I can do a NOT gate here. Connect up that to there, and this to here. Not being able to build is a minor problem. Yeah, but I'm bummed. Standard piping, running the standard piping through cold water for your slush output, and it cools down really well. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it would come out at the right temperature, so I used the radiant piping. That was really my primary thing about putting it in the water, Scott, was just the off-gassing. The germs I'm not really super worried about. I'm more worried about the duplicates just getting sick in the course of doing the digging. Because they're going to get a decent chunk of slime out of here, but it's actually going to... It's probably going to make somebody sick. They're not quite finished building up here yet. Oh, there's wonderful bleach stone hanging up here, too. Starvation! Wow, how many starvation alerts do I really need? Can't they just, like, tell me in general that I have a lot? Research complete. Let's see. Let's go into the fine, fancy, decorative stuff. Play around with that a little bit. At some point, I should try to get something that I can shear some Drecos, too. We have a couple Drecos over here. I mean, I could conceivably put a shearing station over here if we can supply it with some power. And we'll put, like, a screen door in here to keep the duplicant, keep the Drecos on board. We already have an escapee. Well, that took no time at all. It's not going to be a proper ranch over here, but this might work. Okay, I'm going to want critter drop-off over here. We'll set that for Drecos, and we'll try to concentrate our Drecos in here, and then I'll just put a shearing station in here. I think we need hydrogen, though, or they're not going to regrow their scales. All right, that's going to take a little toying around. I'm going to put another electrolyzer over here. We'll tap into the water supply. I'm not going to run this one for very long. I just want to get a pocket of hydrogen up top there. That's going to require power. Alright, that's derpy. We'll build a little pocket of hydrogen up here, and then we'll try to drop all of our Drecos in here for now. They're not necessarily going to survive for very long. I mean, they'll eat the pinch of pepper plants, and they'll eat the bomb lilies. But there's probably not going to be enough in here to keep a whole bunch of them alive for very long. But as long as we can get some fiber out of it, it'll be alright. Weird, your research for fire poles is not finished. Oh, I switched them off of that because I needed them to go to the automation controls. And then I forgot to switch them back, so I'll have to fix that. Bottomless stomach, mouth breather, noodle arms, loud sleeper. Man, we're just like full of fun right now. Alright, we're gonna take Meep. We'll take the loud sleeper and just put them on their own independent schedule, so they're sleeping at a different time than everyone else. Who wants to join the colony and be a fancy Meep with your very own sleep schedule? Yeah, the Dreco escaped, but I'll wrangle them up and we'll get them back in there. There's a pocket of hydrogen right next to that chlorine room. You can just crack into it so they can regrow scales. Well, it might... Well, where is that pocket, actually? Yeah, actually, that might work. There's 1,000 grams in there. It's got to be a big space. I'm not really expecting this to be a proper farm area. So I guess this will work fine. I'm going to need to jump up there, jump up here. Just get them to dig it out that way, maybe. And then in the interim, I'm going to cancel this. We'll see what happens with that hydrogen. I'm curious how much we'll be able to get in there. The concentration of chlorine's not that high, but the hydrogen should override it. We'll see. Me, please. All right. Okay, hold on. Meep-a-doop. Da-da. Why build when digging hydrogen will work? Yeah, we'll just see how much it will, if it'll produce enough there. Once it spreads out, it may not make a very effective layer, but we'll see. Meep. All right, this will be Diego. Diego Di Piero. print him up. And then he's going to need his very own schedule. So let's create a new schedule. We'll put bedtime in the middle of the day. Downtime just before that. Bathroom time after he gets up. Set this for work. Oops. This will be Diego. There we go. Not that it matters too much because he's going to be sleeping on the floor. we don't have a proper bed for him right now. I don't know whether I should build a hospital or just more beds. I mean, we could fit like another 5 beds in here, and that'll get me up to 25. So we'll have enough to take on one more duplicate and have actual sleeping space for them. Oh man, they dug that out fast. Oh, we even found some mushrooms in there. That's good. Okay, so fungal spores, plant that, copy, paste that across the board. Nobody's sick yet, so I guess I won't worry about a hospital just yet. There's nothing like preparing by not doing anything until somebody actually gets sick. That's a recipe for success, right? Isn't that how that works? Drain some stinky water down there. There's a little bit more slime here we can snag. Meep's a staple in this game. Meep's awesome. We need to give Diego a job, too, so I guess we'll put him into Gopher, same as everybody else. First stop, Gopher, then they can go somewhere else after that. General engineer, electrical engineer. Plus 12. I mean, we're not really making really good food right now. What's the... 13, 16. Some of them are actually getting up there a little bit. Some of them not so much. Alright, we need to give some people some beds to sleep in. Because the people that don't have beds, I think, are dragging down our morale. I guess that's what I'll focus on up here. I'm going to put a door here because things are a little warm and spicy up in this area. Ew, man, it's kind of hot everywhere, actually. There we go. Sloppy, but for now, it'll keep the gases separated. I just don't want them to flood into the colony too much. Don't forget to reset the new guy's schedule and job. Yep, he's on a new schedule. He has a job, too. He's just doing cleanup, same as everybody else. Everybody goes into the cleanup job first. They learn to be a gopher, and then they can go learn to do other things. Do I have an option for omelets yet? I do not. We're just like treading water right now on our kilocalories. Once we get some food production going in other places, it will go up. It just... not yet so much. Never got a stream until now. Shame it's 5 a.m. Thanks for the super chat, Cerithian. Welcome to your first stream. This stream's actually ending in like 10 minutes anyway, so... and it's crazy early there, but on the plus side, you won't be missing a terrible lot live. Because we're going to have to wrap up soon. I tend to stream in the middle of the night for anyone who's in the UK, unfortunately, because I start at like 10 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, let me just check my automation down here. No, that's backwards. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, hold on. Boom, boom. Okay, good. Let's send the power out into the rest of the system. That'll just, I'm going to have to keep an eye on this just a little bit, because I need to make sure that I don't... what the... why would you throw the food down there? Oh, the storage container's down here. I forgot about that. We still don't have enough tables for everyone to... that's, you know what? That's probably the defining factor right here. The reason why some of them have good morale and others don't is because... oh, it is a great hall now. Some of them are getting a +6 morale boost from eating in a great hall, and others are not. I really do need to make a second Great Hall for them to eat in. But priority one, I guess, will be to give them beds to sleep in. Just because I feel bad about having them on the floor. Not that it's necessarily that, you know, that crushing from a morale perspective, but... cots. Give them some fancy decorations in here. Right, that was derpy. Even trying to delete it was derpy. Oh my gosh. Oh, we can do large sculpting blocks now. Actually, I'm low on plants. Let's do large sculpting blocks up here. And I think we're probably going to want to bump our artist up too, I think. Like so. I'm capable of doing blank canvas. I just don't have the materials for it. Fiber has yet to be discovered. 1,000 grams of fiber it takes. Don't forget doors in the farm. The farm has doors. They're just open. As you can see. So if you check the room overlay, this is definitely a farm. I guess we can still do crown molding. Ooh, we can even do this fancy molding. Hold on. How big are these things? Oh, I can't put it there because there's no wall yet. Oh, they are flippable good now. At one point, some of the stuff they hadn't made flippable yet. Alright, so we'll do that. That'll give our people some place to sleep at least. They'll be starving, but they can lay down someplace. I don't like the way this gas is distributing. I'm gonna do something a little funky here and just split this. I don't like the way that the gas is getting uneven on one side of the colony. I'd like to keep it pretty balanced. That way I can predictably know where the CO2 is gonna go. So I'm gonna shift it a little bit. I'm gonna deconstruct this. Actually, deconstruct all this. And I'm going to put the gas bridge over here. And I'll just set it up so it's like in the same position on both sides. And that way I know that when the gas is coming out, it's going to be distributed evenly. I don't like when it gets off-center like this. Because now I've got like this... I'm building more pressure on the upper left quadrant of things. And that's forcing the CO2 down to the bottom right. Which is going to actually force it up into the area with lower oxygen pressure on this side. And I'd rather have the whole top part be this light blue. And keep all the CO2 below it. Ken with a super chat. This place looks fun. Want a chance at a life in your colony? Insurance? What do I need that for? Famous last words. Thanks for the super chat, Ken. He'll be duplicate number 25, I guess, which will be the last bed that we'll have a place for just now. I think I'll stop at 25 duplicates because we're already really struggling for food right now. That'll give us just the same number of beds that we have, too. So for the moment, I think that'll work. And then later on, I'll probably end up bringing more in. Oh, we have some hydrogen in here. How did I get hydrogen in there? That's a little weird. Can they not reach that? No, they can't reach that. There we go. That's better. Now they can get to that hydrogen that's there. This pocket has 1,000 grams. 1,000 grams. Not really high pressure hydrogen. Geico will partner for wet feed insurance. Should get Aflac. They got the duck, right? Aflac. Oh, he's sleeping on the ladder. Ladder. Somebody was sneezing. How much slime do we have in here? Slime. We have a grand total of nothing. Wow, they must have put it all in the planters already. Man, I'm gonna need a lot more slime. Oh no, you guys broke. I wasn't thinking. I had them break the water at the wrong, the wrong time. They needed to do the down ladder first. Look at all this gold. They needed to do the down ladder first, and I messed up the order of things. That's my fault. Sorry, little guys. I gave you a little bath for nothing. Just nobody drop down into the opening. That would be really bad. Is this an accept every dupe challenge? No, not really. Oh, hey, grind this game. How's it going? No, I'm not doing it to accept every dupe. I'm just gonna go up to 25 for now because we're barely treading water on our food supply right now. So I'm gonna let our food build up a little bit, and then I'll start to bring in some more. I just like to take a lot of duplicants just for the fun of it. Usually I stop around 18, but we're going up to 25 today. My intention ultimately is to build like the Ritz Carlton. So they have all this cool stuff they've added in for the quality of life. Oh my gosh, I forgot to move somebody up a level in the the art job. Let's just take care of that. Oh, actually I do have an artist that's up there, but we'll move Jaden up. Jaden's probably the one that made those horrible busted statues. This is like the duplicate David. Chlorine's escaping also? From where? Oh! How did I get that little pocket of chlorine though? Usually the CO2 block works really well. Well, that's not awesome. Actually, that's probably just drifting around from when we let it in at the up top. The way that the oxygen distributed, it forced the gases that are filtered lower than oxygen down a little lower on this side. So that chlorine is probably not from this side of the wall, and probably more from when we dug up here. Now that I said that one's gonna fall, almost guaranteed. I should get them little parachutes or something. Oh look, we got like the crazy sticky water situation. I'm gonna mop up the stuff that's out here, just so that they're not running around in it too much. It's a little germy over here. With any luck, they won't get sick, but it's a little bit germy. Yeah, there's actually a few new statues. So this one's really cool. I like this one. So this is supposed to be like the Thinker. This is David. This is Abstract. It's obviously not what you want it to look like ultimately. Corner molding, I'll make this out of granite. I think I made the crown molding in here out of the wrong material, I think. Mr. Chaos Guy with Super Chat. Part of Chaos, cough. I mean chaos, so it must be last. Mwah. You haven't told them part of the amazing parties. Thanks for the Super Chat, Mr. Chaos Guy. Actually, Ken's going to be the last duplicant in for now. He'll be duplicant number 25. That's the last bed that we'll have. And then once we build up a better food supply, I'll start to bring more in again, because we haven't really been able to get above 10,000 kilocalories for a while. The mushrooms will help now that they're starting to grow. We have a few eggs in the storage container that will turn into raw egg that we can make omelets out of. It's going to take a little while, though. So those are going to be a bit. As some of the hatches die off, we'll get some meat and stuff, too. I don't think we have any... No, nothing for barbecue right now. Oh, we don't have a lot of pinch of pepper nuts, either. Oh, wait, we have 24 kilograms of pinch of pepper nuts. I must have just collected those in a random environment. Because we don't have an actual farm for them yet. How's that water suspended? It's got like jello in it. It was just sort of hanging there. Sometimes the water in this game acts a little weird. The fluid dynamics are just a little bit funky. All right, last duplicant. This will be Ken. Let's see, narcoleptic, flatulent, or mouth breather. It's a buff gourmet, germ resistant. I feel like the germ resistant might be good given all the digging I'm doing out there. Driver's lungs is an awesome trait, but I don't really like flatulence. So I think we'll take Bonnie. +5 farming. Mouth breather. Plus 100 grams per second of oxygen. It's not that big of a deal, but when you have 25 duplicants, that extra oxygen consumption can sometimes be a pain. I think we'll take Bonnie. This will be Ken. Welcome to the colony. And then we're just going to turn this off for a little bit until we get some better food supply. I don't want to bring in a whole, like, 30 or 40 duplicates just to have them all die off anyway. We made good progress today, though. We didn't really get the power grid set up just yet. But realistically, we're not running that many things that require power. So that's for the most part okay. We do have our oxygen set up down here. And the funny thing is, like, I have... Oops. Where's the automation? I have this feeding excess power out into the larger power grid already. And the power out here is already maxed out. So it's like, oh, actually, these batteries I don't want there anymore. Those are producing unnecessary heat. I'm not going to deal with them just yet, though. I think I'll leave those for now. Nevertheless, we made some progress tonight. We have an oxygen supply and everything. We have the start of a power system. We have beds for every duplicant. That's a little bit more than we had before. Obviously, our next priority, I think, is going to be farming and getting the food supply up. And I really should try to get a larger Great Hall, because this one's not big enough for the duplicants right now. I don't think... Well, I mean, we're going to need a really big space to have 25 tables. I might have to do like try to build a second Great Hall somewhere by creating a little bit more space, and then we can get all of our duplicates taken care of that way. It's going to be much better for their morale if we can give them a nice big space to sit in where they're getting that bonus. But thanks everyone for coming to hang out for the stream tonight. I'm going to call it a wrap. I will be playing Oxygen Not Included again on Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow night I'm going to try out a new game called Ashen. It's been out, I think, for 2 weeks, something like that, a week or two. And it's kind of like a Dark Souls style game with a very different art style, which is really cool looking. Friday night, we're going to get back and play some more Hollow Knight and try to make a little more progress there. Still deciding what I'm going to do on Saturday night just yet, and then I'll have a couple videos I'll upload this week as well. But thanks so much, everyone, for coming to hang out tonight. I appreciate all the super chats, as always. If you don't currently subscribe to the channel, click on the subscribe button. Come back and check out the stream another night. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.